Next, let's have a look at marketing, because perhaps the problem was with our marketing. Now, marketing can be done through the Wedding Industry Network. We can target our marketing effort at appropriate demographic subsection of the community. So which people in the community are getting married? Interesting thing here is that certainly people in their early 20s are getting married, and some people in their early 30s are getting married, but also people later in life are on their second or third marriages. The most effective and efficient form of marketing is of referrals. So if you provide good service to your clients, perhaps they will recommend you to prospective future clients, and that's a really good thing to aim for. Obviously also you have web advertising. Our website is quite successful, and SEO, search engine optimization, as well as wedding industry portals as well. These obviously can become a little expensive, but not as expensive as the media. The print media, magazines, newspapers, radio advertising and TV advertising is quite expensive. And then there are also trade and industry shows and expos. So the first 3 of these are free, and that's good, but the bottom 3 can be quite expensive. And as it's shown in this graphic here, there are competing priorities. How much money do you spend on this as opposed to this? So we looked at all of these things and we evaluated the effectiveness of what we were doing in our marketing. And it turns out, in fact, that that was all about right. So there wasn't really a problem in marketing and advertising. So completing our retrospective then, we're still thinking about the problem of the business not growing and why. We know now that there is no problem with the product, and the marketing seems to be successful as well, and yet the business is still not growing. At this point, I thought it would be a good idea for me to revisit my goals to see whether the business was achieving some of these goals. I wanted to choose my work hours, and I can do that now, and my work location. Yes, I can do that as well. I'm working part-time and in the evenings, and I'm looking after my children. So that's all successful. I can also choose my work standards, so I'm happy with that. And I'm successfully earning about this much money, so that's good. And certainly my clients are very happy with our quality of service, so we've developed our reputation over the last 4 years. And we still haven't spent very much money. So we seem to be satisfying our goals. Let's have a look at the SWOT analysis again now, after 4 years. So it's still true that our teachers, and it's not just me now, there's 2 or 3 other teachers as well. We're very knowledgeable and experienced, and our product is still quite unique. There really isn't any other significant organisation delivering dance teaching in the same way. This weakness is no longer true. I do have some business experience now, which is good. This is still true. We still have no significant capital to spend on our business. The opportunities? Well, in fact, the number of weddings is still increasing, so that's still good. And of course, more than ever, people are using video cameras. The threats. They're of medium significance in the other providers. There are probably more people now thinking about providing a similar product to what we do, but it's not a big problem really. And there are certainly far more people wanting the service than there are providers. So I hope that I'm no longer incompetent at running my business. Hopefully that's no longer true. And overall risk, we have insurance policies that cover that now, so that's not a real problem either. I'll give you a clue where the problem lies. It lies here in the strengths area. the growth blockage is related to these two aspects, knowledge and experience. Okay, so now it's thinking time. Please discuss with your partner what you think the growth blockage is in this business. Now, often we can better solve a problem by releasing our right brain creative side. And so now you'll have the opportunity to watch Mike demonstrate the product, which is to teach a couple how to dance for their wedding. Of course, we'll need a volunteer couple. Let's now have a look again at the growth blockage. What were your ideas? These were my ideas, and I've been thinking about this for the last 3 or 4 months now, so I've got a fairly long list. And the way that I think about things is from the start, building up a list of logical statements. So I started here. Most clients are complete beginners. That's an important aspect. They're afraid of looking silly. They choose all kinds of music. They want to learn to their own song, and they don't have much time or money. They also want lessons at home or after hours. So all of this makes for quite challenging teaching. So teachers must be willing to teach after hours and in people's homes. And teachers must also be able to cope with a variety of challenging learners. And certainly some of our clients are very challenging. So teachers must be level-headed, and they must be able to work without supervision nor guidance. Teachers must be highly experienced, and this is a key aspect. Wedding Steps has successfully marketed to the clients, but not to staff. We don't have enough staff. In fact, business growth is being impeded by an inability to find suitable teachers, and this is especially true in some of the other cities where we want to grow, because it is difficult to mentor and help teachers in remote cities. I live in Brisbane. It's difficult for me to help someone in Sydney or in Melbourne. The Gold Coast is a little closer, so that's less of a problem. So our ability to grow being impeded by having enough suitable teachers. Well, if you were thinking about a factory that was involved in manufacturing, well, this would be the equivalent of to a factory with insufficient production capacity to meet consumer demand. We can't meet demand, and that is the ultimate problem at the moment. So, as the owner of the business, I have to revisit my goals. And one of the things that I'm asking myself right now is this: is growth actually necessary? If it is, well, how do we make that happen? And I suppose there are a few ways that we can do that. But if no, then how can we keep fresh and viable? And so that's what I'm doing again right now. I'm looking again at my goals. I'm hitting this goal. Obviously, I'd like to earn a bit more, but I also still want to keep my work-life balance in balance, because this is a very important aspect of my life, looking after my family. So it's also really important for me to keep my capital investment low, but I think that this aspect here is probably what I'm going to have to look at if I actually want to grow my business. I will need to find some capital investment. So that's the end of the presentation. Thank you very much for your time.